everybody. So here we are today. Today is install day for the passenger side boost tube and the cold air intake. But first, I want to jump into a couple things and go over a couple of tools that you will definitely need for installing the Monster Ram and the cold air intake. It just makes life a lot easier. So we'll go over this later, but there's pressure clips that hold the scoop in place on the front of the truck. People use a screwdriver, it works, but there's a high chance you could break pressure clips. Invest in one of these right here. This bad dude, I have used this for so many different things besides pressure clips, it's not even funny, okay? It's worth its weight in gold. I think I got it AutoZone several years ago for like maybe 10 bucks at the time. So it's a pressure clip release tool. What it does, it has two prongs here. Slide underneath, pop it up, boom, done. Makes it so easy. This thing here is a lifesaver. So for the Monster Ram, Banks supplies you with the hex key that's about this long to help you install the bolts for the Monster Ram. It works well. Whenever you go to torque the Monster Ram down, I had a problem where the hex key slipped and actually stripped the hex key. Didn't strip the bolts, thankfully, but it stripped the hex key. So what I had to do was I had to cut that section and strip off, give me nice corners again so I could tie my stuff down. However, I couldn't torque it because every time I tried, it would slip the hex key. So I invested in some of these, got these on Amazon. They are pretty much socket extensions with hex keys set into the sockets. So I was able to torque everything down with these, came in amazing. This is the size here, it's a 6mm hex key that you use for the bolts. So put this on an extension, you can just be careful, put this on one of your extensions, drop it into the middle where the bolt that's inside the Monster Ram is, torque it down, and then use the same one and do the other 5. No slippage, it worked really well. I was able to torque everything down to spec. So that's what I want to cover with you guys right now. I just want to go over a couple of extra updates. I know this is going to be about the cold air intake, so I won't take up much of your time on this. But a couple of things I want to go over. Hex sockets, pressure clip, release tool. Highly, highly recommend. So let's just do this install. Time to get over here to the truck. Put in the cold air intake. Let's do this. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you what makes this tool so great. Okay, so I'll give you a close-up here of this pressure screw. So here, you can see there's like a detent right here. It's only in one position, alright? That's where a flathead screwdriver will come in handy. And I'm going to show you why this right here comes in clutch. So, get you set up again real quick. Bear with me one moment. So this is what's so awesome about this tool, okay? So what I'm doing, I'm taking 1 foot of this, putting underneath that detent, kind of picking up a little bit. It lifts up the left side or right side, however you want to see it. Slide it in, pop it up, boom. Go underneath the entire thing. Bam, done. Doesn't break it. You don't blow anything off here. Not trying to use a screwdriver, nothing. So here's the other one. There's my detent. Underneath it here. Finagle it over here. Pop it up, boom. Pop it down. Go underneath the whole thing now. Bam, done. Another one. Boom. See there? Pulled out 3, no issues. So that's it. So I already went through the other side. I just want to show you guys this step real quick. I'm going to set you guys up so you can see the entire install. I want to show you this particular part because I'm telling you, this thing is worth its weight in gold. I can't stress that enough. So back in a second. Alright guys, here we go. I pull this off. I got the pressure clips off of here. Gonna pull this off and start doing the work. I'll fast forward through some of this and drop notes as I see them. Enjoy. Alright, so now I'm taking off the cover, going over the scoop for the intake. There's 2 more pressure clips here, as you can see I have pointed out on the screen. Pull those up with my tool, and this lifts just right off. Really easy to remove. Now it's time to remove the two bolts holding the scoop in place. Get your socket, undo the bolts, and begin removing the scoop. Once you get the bolts removed, now it's time to pull it off, and it is kind of snapped into that drop down for the air box. Just get your tool to push in and it pops right off. As you can see, I'm using my pressure clip release tool. That thing is awesome. I use it for everything. So now it's time to get the air box pretty much released for everything. I'm undoing the bolt for the clamp holding the hose in place. And now I'm going to be undoing the clips for the two sensors. And then after that, there is one more thing where you see I have my tool right there, and there's another clip that's holding the wiring harness in place onto the air box. So just use it, pry it up, and then after that, everything has been taken off and is removed from the air box, and now you can begin working on lifting it out. So now I'm working on getting that grommet to pop up. I went and got a ball joint separator to give me a little bit of leverage, and it just pops it up. Really simple. Just take your time, be careful. I did see one more harness connection on the air box, and I'm fixing to tackle that here in just a second. I get my pressure clip release tool again to get up underneath it, pull it out, and release it from the air box. And now everything is detached from the air box, and you just kind of get up there, pull up on it, and it pops right out. Once I got the box out, I went back in to inspect this big old hole, and I found one of the grommets was left behind. So just make sure you do an inspection and you got all your parts, because you do need those grommets for the new air box. And now it's time to remove the drop down tube from the box to the turbo. There's another clamp on the back, hose clamp. Get your socket, undo it, get it loose enough, and then this just pops right off. Quick wave for the turbo, and now time to move on. So after that, I've worked on getting the boost tube out, and you'll see here in just a second I have like a quick snippet of me showing you the boost tube. But my phone was giving me problems, as I mentioned later on, as it was just so hot outside. So after this, the boost tube comes out, and you'll see that in just a second. So after that, it's time to move on to the next step. So now I'm putting the collar in for the new intake, getting that situated on the turbo. Gonna go ahead and get it clamped down. Just make sure you line those two arrows up with the hose that's on the turbo, and this is also on the install instructions as well. And after that, it's time to move on to the next step. Once you get that tightened up, I began working on getting the boost tube dropped in. So here you see me trying to fit it up, checking everything, trying to see how it goes in. I look at the pictures as well, because I want to make sure I get it in there correctly. So it is pretty easy. You just kind of worm it in there, snake it down, and it does go in only one way. Like I said, make sure you look at the photo of the install instructions to make sure you get it installed the correct way. So the way that I noticed it does go in, the longer section does go up where you see my hand right now, and that's what's going to go into the turbo. The more angled corner section that I have that's up now is not the right way, and I figured that out eventually. But we get in there, it looks good. Just make sure you look at your install instructions, and you'll get it in there no problem. Alright guys, so we got the boost tube in. I want to go over a couple things. I try to cut it here just because it's pretty straightforward. But so as I've just mentioned on the other side, make sure you keep your clamps loose, get everything mocked up, and that makes it a lot easier for you to like maneuver it around and get it situated and into place. So also make sure you keep your clamps oriented where you can access them from with your socket. If I would have had that clamp over here, this hose would have gotten in the way, would have been a nightmare. That one's not bad. That's pretty collapsible, so it goes down pretty easy. The one down here, so this clamp here, I didn't want the bolt on this side next to the belt, just for something crazy happening. It was really close, I didn't like it. So I put it, let me see, like, I don't know if you can see it, but let's see. So it's back. You can see the clamp here. The bolt is just behind this radiator hose, and you can get it from underneath the truck. And the other one is damn near the same exact way as the original one was. Really easy for the bottom. But I just got everything tightened up for the boost tube. Boost tube's installed. I'm happy with it. I'm gonna set you guys up on the tripod again. Just wanna show you this quick update. And we're gonna get everything swapped over from the old housing onto the new housing. And here we are. So I've got the collar on for the turbo. Got the Banks arrows lined up with that hose per the instructions. The turbo side is clamped down. I have the secondary clamp right there for the intake side ready to go. And let's do this. Get it in. That red sure does look nice though, doesn't it? Actually, the truck really nice. Can really tell right there. There's the Monster Ram peeking in. All right, let's do the rest of it. See you in a minute. All right, so here's the new intake system. Filter, turbo tube drop down from the filter. So now we're going to take the components off the old filter and get them installed on here. It's only two things, 3 screws. So, move this stuff out of the way real quick. Bring it up here. So it's these two sensors here. We're pulling these off, installing them here. We're also pulling this grommet came off. It has it right here. We're taking these grommets off as well. So there's 1, 2. Third one's here. Simple looks like 3. Double check, and that's all we got was 3. Yeah, so there's 3 grommets. Got them pulled off. Anything else in here that's going to come off? And alright, I'll fast forward through the rest. If I see anything else, I'll do a layover and tell you guys what I see. See you in a few. So here I'm undoing the screw for the mass airflow sensor. It is pressed in, so you'll see me grab my pressure release tool again and use it to pry up and pull that mass airflow sensor out. And then the other sensor just has 2 screws. You undo that and it comes right out, no problem. No prying necessary for that one. So there's a hole at the bottom of the Banks air intake box, and I'm looking to see if there's anything I need to remove from the stock one to cover that hole. And after inspection and looking at the install instructions, it looks like it's just another port for the cold air to pull air from. So now I'm getting my mass airflow sensor, taking it outside, gonna clean it off with some mass airflow cleaner and install it into the drop down tube for the turbo. It's a press fit, simple, 1 screw. Make sure you're using the screws supplied in the Banks kit. So now this sensor here does have an arrow on it, and I'll drop it on the screen. Here it is. Make sure that arrow is pointing down towards the intake side on the turbo side, and then install the Bank screws on this as well. So no matter which way you spin this sensor, those 2 screws will line up either way. So make sure those arrows are pointing down towards the turbo, okay? It's very important. So now it's time to install the drop down tube into this big ass air filter. So you don't have to be as anal as I am. I popped it back off and made sure that the text that's on the front that says Banks Ram Air is in the correct position. And make sure your band's on. You can go ahead and cinch that up too, because you really need to mess with this again. So go ahead and get your socket, tighten down the band, and should be all set for this, and this step will be complete. So once you get that situated, you're going to press fit the filter into the intake housing. It's really simple, makes a nice snug fit. So once that's done, bring it over to the truck, and you're going to get it all situated over here and be moving on. So my phone did take a dump on us and decided not to record because it's so hot. But what you're doing in this step before it switched over, you're just kind of lining up the drop down tube, putting it into the collar on the turbo, tighten down the band, make sure your grommets are lined up, and push the intake down into place, and you'll feel it kind of suck in once it gets in, the grommets get in the right position. Now I'm just putting the scoop back on, install the 2 bolts, line up the hole on the scoop with the hole on the intake. Once those 2 bolts are in, I grab the cover shroud, the beauty cover pretty much, put it in place, and then snap in all of your pressure clips. And after that, that's pretty much it. That wraps it up. In order for me to get some of these shots, I had to put my phone in the refrigerator to get it cool off because it was just getting so hot. So I hope this video helps you guys. And again, I apologize for the choppiness, but I did the best I could with all this Texas heat. Alright guys, sorry about the cut videos. It's 104 degrees out here in Texas today, and my phone just kept shutting off during the install. But I got what I could, so I'm going to give you a walkthrough, everything put together. This stuff's pretty straightforward. Just put all this back on, put the pins back in place, put the 2 bolts, put the scoop in. Installing this was really simple. Put the grommets in here. There's one right down here. There's 2 more down this side over here. Line up really simple. All that just went right into place. And whenever you have to clean the filter out, it's gonna be really simple to do. So let me kind of show you what I mean here. Let me get my light situated. So I was curious to see like how it would be to have to, whenever you have to clean your filter out. So this way I can do this better. So bear with me one moment. Sorry guys. So you undo this clip here, undo this clip down here. This pops right off, and then boom, pull the air filter out and clean it up. Really simple. I tested it out just to see. I wanted to see how easy it would be, and it worked out really well. So Banks provides you with Loctite. I didn't go over this whenever I was putting these sensors in. I did put some on these. I don't know if you have to or not, but you definitely, it's in here for these screws. This one on the MAF, and this one on the other sensor down here. There's 2. So there's a screw here where my finger's at, and then diagonal on the other side of the sensor. So make sure you Loctite those in place. So but other than that, I mean, everything went well. Sorry about the camera. It's installed, looks good. So here's that sticker I went over on the unboxing. So for this location here, there's like an oil residue on this whenever you get it out of the box. I just shot some brake cleaner on an old t-shirt that I have for a rag and wipe this area right here down to get all the residue out of here, because the sticker would not stick. After I cleaned it off, sticker went on there no problem. So as I mentioned, I want this to be there for myself so I don't forget, and anybody else if I do decide to sell my truck later on. But looks really good. Super impressed. So now batteries are all hooked back up. Looks good. You can see the boost tube down there. I mean, oop, let me see, there she is. There's the red one over here on this side. There's the one over there. All the goodies are on. So let's fire it up. Let's see how it starts. So I don't usually do videos where I carry the phone because I know how shaky it is, and it is pretty annoying, but for this situation I want my phone to die. So let's see how we do. So I'm gonna put my phone down for just a moment. Let me kick my kickstand out so y'all can see. Bear with me. Maybe. Sorry about all the shakiness, guys. As I said, I hate this, but have to do it. So here we go. All right, truck started up. Nothing sounds like it's leaking, so that's good as far as air leaks. And so that's it for now. I'm gonna do another video of what I see. Sorry about all the shakiness, guys, again. I'm gonna do another video of everything I see as far as mile per gallon increase. I have my baselines already, and yeah, so that's what I got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I'm sorry about all the choppiness on this one. It's so hot in Texas today. I'm looking at my thermometer on the back porch. It's 105. So my phone just said not today. So that's what I got for you today, guys. Stay tuned for the update on my MPG increase after all these updates here. And see you next time. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.